following is a presentation of GRS TV.
We set the bar high, on top cause we so fly. Name in the bright lights, looking like a star shine. We set the bar high, on top cause we so fly. Name in the bright lights, looking like a star shine.
Good evening and welcome to Williams Stadium. It's week 3 of district play in our contest between the Naaman Forest Rangers and the North Garland Raiders. Hello everyone, Steve Reese here, joined by my partner as always, Bobby George. And Bobby, I tell you, we've got, again, coming into week 3 here, this is a crucial game for both of these teams. Naaman Forest comes in at 0-2 in district play, North Garland at 1-1. This is a big game tonight. Naaman needs this one, but this is a pretty tough North Garland team.
Yeah, both teams have lost against Rowlett, both of them by 1 point. So it was 6-7 first when Naaman played them, and then when North Garland played them in last week, it was 26-27. So both teams got beat by Rowlett. So Rowlett's on top of the district in that aspect, and they haven't had a loss yet, and they're playing tonight as well. So you got two teams that are played the best team in the district so far, really tight. So this is going to be a good game for both teams.
Yeah, Naaman Forest, again, they come in without a win on the season so far, but I tell you, they played 2 really good games against Rowlett and last week against Saxe, and, it came out on the short end on both of those, but they were in both of those games in the fourth quarter. And again, look for them to play big here against North Garland tonight. North's had a great season so far. They only lost 1 game so far on this early season, so they come in with those 4 wins. But I think Naaman's going to give them a pretty tough game tonight. I think it'll be a lot closer than what people think.
Well, they were up against Saxe at halftime, actually. They had 14 points on Saxe, and then in the third and fourth quarter, Saxe was able to pull away from them and win 28-14. But they played them really well for 2 quarters. Now, you got to play 4 in this league, but they did play them tough, and then they held Rowlett to just 7 points. And so their defense actually worked really well that game.
And we have a little bit of a delay on the start here as there was an injured Naaman Forest player, as they were coming out. And boy, you hate to see that. Obviously a non-contact injury, and we're not sure exactly what happened, but they were looking at his leg. So tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a break right now. They've actually, looks like, have an ambulance here on the scene. So we're going to take a break. We'll come back after these messages for the opening kickoff. And we are back here at Williams Stadium for the opening kickoff between North Garland and Naaman Forest. So the Raiders will kick to start the game here. Naaman Forest will receive the ball. Boy, I tell you, Bobby, beautiful weather tonight as a little bit of a cold front came through last night and cooled the temperatures down about 10 degrees. There's a little bit of a breeze blowing here tonight, and it's beautiful weather.
Man, it felt like 91, 92 degrees out in the sun. But finally the sun goes down, and there is so many kids here tonight and so many fans for North Garland. They basically got the whole side completely packed, and the student section, man, I've never seen so many kids over there. Of course, they are bringing the crowd. It looks like they had a huge tailgate party out there tonight.
And the kick is off, and Naaman Forest going to return this point. A good return it is. Cutting to the outside. This is number 2 for Naaman Forest, Kingsley Bennett. Boy, a great return as you saw the kick bouncing around the 18 where it was picked up by Bennett, and he has a nice return out across the 40-yard line. They're going to start at the 43.
Yeah, it just kind of bounces on the ground, and he's like, okay, I'm just going to pick this thing up and take it. course, when you're running outside, you got to get going up north and south, and he finally is able to do that. Gets a couple of good blocks. You know, he's only a sophomore, and he's 5'6", 145 pounds. But he's going to run the ball tonight. He's their main running back.
Quarterback number 3 takes a snap. He throws it out quickly to his wide receiver. That pass is complete, and then he's knocked off his feet after a gain of about 4 yards. So the starting quarterback tonight, number 3, Austin Valdez. He is a junior, and number 11 right there for Naaman Forest with the reception. That's Davian Dill.
This offense has really struggled to get points on the board this year. They went 3 games without scoring at all, and then they finally scored 6 against Rowlett, and then turn around the next week and put 28 points up. So they're starting to put points on the board, but it just took them a little while to get this offense started.
Yeah, and again, got those points against Saxe last week, and yeah, the offense got fired against them, who didn't pull off the victory, but did have a good showing offensively. And we see the illegal procedure call here on second down. That will back him up 5 yards and set up a second down and 12 from the 41.
Yeah, that's tough right there. You start picking up a little bit of yards, and then all of a sudden you got to go long distance on your second down for a penalty. He's lined up out offsides right there, this defensive end, and there's the flag.
Yeah, they got him too. So here is a free play and a deep throw, and he's got a man out there. Is that catch made? I think it is.
Woo-hoo, that's nice right there.
Number 11, Davian Dill again, and I think they're going to call it a catch.
Well, that's a free play right there, and that's a great job by the quarterback and Dill to go ahead and air that ball out.
There you saw the offside call. It was declined. That is going to be a long pass reception and a first down. Here it is.
Look at this catch.
North Garland 16-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
Cupped it right in. That's a catch. Beautiful job by the camera guys right there, getting that ball all the way. That's a 45-yard pass.
So 1st and 10 now from the 16-yard line of North Garland, and a nice big pass play there for the Rangers on their third play for possession. And the handoff goes to the left side that time, and nothing doing as North Garland's defense stacks it up. I believe that was number 2 with the carry, and that is Kingsley Bennett. And he's not going to get, matter of fact, Bobby, he's going to lose a yard on that run.
Yeah, if they get their hands on Bennett, then they can pull him down because he's just not big. But now he is quick and he is shifty.
2nd down 11, just underway here at Williams Stadium. Naaman Forest and North Garland. We're glad you're here with us today.
Now North Garland, they can play some ball too. You know, they beat Lakeview and Wiley.
There's a snap, the quick throw out, another catch made, number 11. That's his 3rd already of the game, Davian Dill, and he's going to be close to the first down depending on the spot. And it looks like where they're spotting it, that should be a first down. Boy, it's close. And I believe, yeah, they're going to call that first down. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 6 as he got 11 yards on that reception. And just like that, Naaman is knocking at the door. Valdez with the snap. He's going to hand it off to Kingsley Bennett, and he's going to gain about 2 yards inside the 5 to the 4. And there's a look at the sophomore running back for Naaman Forest, 2-yard gain. And new running back in the game is number 20. That is Jahari Lee.
Well, he runs strong right there. You see, he hits a big boy and still picks up positive yards. So he knows how to use his leg and drive.
So that last tackle, number 9, Alex Garcia for the Raiders. You'll hear his name quite often tonight. The senior linebacker's a good one. We got penalty flags here, and I believe Naaman Forest may have moved.
That's tough. Well, you got to get everybody set.
Oh,
there we go. They called that on the defense there.
That it went against North Garland. I believe that's an illegal substitution. Was that infraction? And so there's a look at head coach Joe Castillo for the North Garland Raiders. That'll be a half the distance to the goal, so it will be a 2nd down and goal now from just outside the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I would say they're going to hand that ball to Jahari Lee. He's 200 pounds, and Boy, I think he can pick up 2 or 3 yards. No.
They play action it. He rolls out. The catch is made for the touchdown. That is big number 85 for the Rangers. That is Tommy Dunn, and that's 6 points for Naaman Forest.
Well, they made it look easy, didn't they?
Of course, the big play was the big strike on the reception, but look at that nice play action, Bobby.
Very calm right there. He has a couple of guys. He waits for Dunn to get out there. You see him right there. He's a big kid, 6'3", 265 pounds, and he just comes out and sneaks out there. But boy, does the quarterback right there, Valdez, really just slows it down in his mind. Pump fakes, boom, touchdown.
Francisco Castillo for the Rangers on the extra point attempt. It's up, and it is good. There's a penalty flag. There's going to be a roughing the kicker here, I believe, as the North Garland Raiders came across and ran right into him after the kick was away. The kick is good, but let's see if it stands. And they may take this, if it is a roughing, they may take this on the kickoff. Here it comes. You're going to see it right here.
Oh, boy, that's dangerous right there.
Yeah, they did call the personal foul on that.
Yeah, they'll put 15 yards on the kick.
Offsides called against North Garland.
Oh, they calling offsides.
Yeah, they got a personal
And
foul as well, so they had 2 on that.
Okay.
But anyway, the extra point is good, so there's 8:37 remaining here in the first quarter, and our score, Naaman Forest 6, North Garland nothing. And we'll just keep it here. There's a look at the pass catcher just moments ago, number 85, Tommy Dunn. And Bobby, you mentioned it. He is a good-looking athlete. He's a junior, 6'3", 265 pounds, and just a great route by him and a nice throw and catch.
Yeah, he can catch the ball and he can block. That's just what you want on a team like this. And boy, they just marched right down the field, made it look easy. They didn't make it look like they haven't scored very many points this year. They look like they've been in the end zone quite a few times on that drive.
Yeah, a nice drive for Naaman Forest that time. Of course, they were aided by that great kick return by Kingsley Bennett. They had great field position to start, but yeah, that's a 56-yard touchdown drive for Naaman Forest, and they're on the board here early, 7-0.
Now we'll get to see Duke Parker and Timothy Gauthier and Superon Woods, see what they can do to answer here.
You see the penalty yardage, as we mentioned, the personal foul marked on the kickoff. So Naaman Forest is going to kick from the North Garland 45.
I mean, this is where you go ahead and do onside kicks.
I'm right there with you.
Go ahead and do it.
So Castillo for the Rangers, set to kick it away. They sure do kick the onside. Boy, but nice job by North Garland, though, to come up and grab it.
And yeah, that was really nice, because that ball, if it would have took one more bounce, that was a good kick there. And great job by number 32 to go ahead and just field that.
It's Kayvon Adams, and here's a look at it right here. What Adams did the right thing there is he didn't let it bounce that third time, as you mentioned, Bobby. If you do that, it's danger, but North Garland is able to recover, and they come out for the first time on offense tonight. They will start from their own 35, 1st and 10. Raiders led by their quarterback, as Bobby mentioned, Timothy Gauthier, and he's got a first down play. There's a snap. They're going to hand it off, and boy, penalty flags before the snap.
Yeah, I mean, North is just having a hard time. I mean, this is their 4th penalty, and we're not, 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, delay of game called against North Garland. They let the play clock run out.
I mean, you should know what play you're going to start out with. I mean, you should never, on the very first play, that's pretty tough. Nobody out here on these 2 receivers. There's 2 receivers split wide, and there's just nobody covering them.
First handoff goes to Sabron Woods, and he is going to be wrapped up after a short gain of only about 2 yards. And number 88 there for the Rangers, a nice play to stop him. That's Carter Burud.
I mean, North Garland split 2 wide receivers all the way to the sideline, and Naaman had one guy covering them. The other guy snuck over because he knew that it was going to be a running play. They've seen that play before.
Second down, 13 now for the Raiders. Gauthier takes the snap. He's going to throw it quickly out. The catch is made. Boy, a nice outside move and a nice pickup on the play of about 9 yards, and we may have an injured Raider on the field. That is a young man that made the reception, number 7, Duke Parker, and yeah, in a little bit of pain here, and they're going to bring over the trainers to take a look at him.
Makes a great miss right there. Whoop. See you later. Oh, just got him right there in the. That ball's live. I don't know why nobody picked it up.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Looked like he may have fumbled, yeah. But no call. They're going to call him down, and again, he is injured on the play, and coming across to take a look at him. And we'll take a quick break while they're taking a look at this young man. We've got 7:48 remaining here in the first quarter with our score, Naaman Forest 7, North Garland nothing. Look at Duke Parker as he is up on his feet and limping as he comes to the sideline. Hopefully he will be okay. Duke Parker, a good receiver for North Garland. He's a big part of their offense, and hopefully we'll see him back in the game. And he was able to gain about 8 yards on the reception, so it's a 3rd down and 5 here as we get back to live action. Got the air, moves Woods to his right side. Takes the snap, he's rolling to his right. He's going to tuck it and run himself, and boy, he's going to be tracked down from behind by number 12 of the Rangers. A nice play by Durham Negron, and boy, the senior makes a great play. It's going to be 4th down and 4 after the gain of only 1.
He's 5'11", 225, and he just gets it right there. Gumps down, and a lot of times they'll call a penalty. He got his hands inside of the jersey and shoulder pads, and usually that's a 15-yard penalty, and the refs were all around it and didn't call it.
So number 2, Kingsley Bennett, back to return this punt from the Raiders, and punt is a low line drive, and he's going to let it bounce. Boy, it's going to take a North Garland bounce. A great punt inside the 10, still rolling inside the 5, and finally down right there at the 4. So a great punt.
Yeah, a little rugby kick. I mean, he rolls out. I thought he was actually going to take off running with it. But boy, he gets outside those hash marks and just goes ahead and kicks a line drive rugby kick.
So a beautiful punt there for the Raiders. They've got Naaman Forest pinned back deep, and Naaman, of course, with the 7-0 lead. This is their 2nd possession of the game. Just under 7 minutes here in the first quarter. Empty backfield here for Austin Valdez. Just in a man in motion, takes a snap. He's going to keep it himself after the fake, and he's going to be tripped up around the 6-yard line, so gain of only about 1.
Well, it looked like he ran for about 15 yards. It ended up being 1 yard. How does that happen? You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they take another big shot to Deal, because he's 6'4", 215 pounds, and the guy that's covering him is just not the same size.
Second down, and Kingsley Bennett joins Valdez in the backfield. Straight drop back on the 2nd down pass. He's got a lot of room out here now. He picks it up, throws it. Boy, just overthrows the intended target, the young man you were just talking about, Davion Dill, and pass falls incomplete.
What happens is he kind of has so much time, he's scrambling. His receivers actually started to slow down because they thought he was going to run. And when he pulled it up and threw it out there, but they weren't going full speed at that time. They had already slowed down about a half speed, and that's why that ball falls incomplete.
Yeah, he looked like he had some room out there to run too, but he does, like you said, pull up and throw it and just overthrew his intended target deal. So 3rd down and 9. There's the snap. Valdez looking to throw, throws it out quickly. This time on the slant to Dill. He makes the catch, still on his feet, and he's out across the 30 to the 32. That is a nice gain.
Boy, that was nice, because what you do right there is you quickly throw it. So Valdez just, boom, hits it quick. It doesn't give anybody any time to react and put it right between the 2 ones. And Dill does the rest. I mean, he's doing running, spinning, twisting, making tackles down here. He's on both offense and defense.
Here's a snap and the handoff to Kingsley Bidden. North Garland does a great job to get him in the backfield, and he's going to lose another yard on the carry. And once again, number 9, Alex Garcia, the 6'3", 240-pound linebacker on the tackle. Well, good job by Naaman Forest to get out of there, basically pressed up against their end zone, Bobby. That nice slant route.
Yeah, and that was on 3rd down, too. That was 3rd and long.
Little breathing room now as a handoff to Bennett, coming to the right side. Boy, makes a nice jump out of the arms of the would-be tackler, and he's going to pick up good yardage here, Bobby. A gain of about 7. And I don't know if you saw that, but one of the North Garland players was trying to tackle him low, and he kind of jumps out of his reach.
Yeah, he's like a cat. Watch this quick jump step. Whoop, whoop. Just split the 2 guys right there. That's why they have him back there, because he's not a big guy. He's not a power runner. But you see right there, he's really got that real quick step, and then he can outrun you.
So 3rd down and 4 now for the Rangers. We are inside of 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and the Rangers on top 7-0. There's a snap, straight drop back. Valdez looks to throw. He's looking for his wide receiver. Oh boy, and just out of the reach of number 19 that time for Naaman Forest, Bryson Huey.
Yeah, he's gonna. I see him setting up there, and I knew they were going to throw to him because he's a big kid too. He's 6'3", 185 pounds, and he has the size. So what he does is he runs straight down the field, gives him like a little post route move, 2 or 3 steps, and then breaks it outside, and that's where the ball was thrown. Just a little bit outside of his reach there.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Bobby. Naaman Forest has some good-sized wideouts. You have, 6'4" on one side, 6'3" on the other, so they can pose some problems for the defense. And the punt is away. Fair catch is called for. Boy, and he loses the handle on it, but I think he's able to fall back on it, and then a penalty flag is going to come out late. So out of all that, we're going to get a personal foul call against Naaman Forest.
That's interesting because they're actually diving in for the ball, and they're trying to separate it. I guess they're going in with a helmet maybe. I don't know, but when the ball goes loose like that, sometimes you're trying to get to it any way you can. Maybe they saw that he had it, and then they saw the second hit come in kind of strong, and said that's not good right there.
It's number 11, Ian Jennings, that bobbled it for North Garland and then was able to fall on it. Yeah, they're still trying to sort out the call.
Personal foul.
Yep.
So right there, you've done such a good job of coming out of your own end zone on your own 4, getting some yards, punt it, and flip the field, and then a penalty like that, it just kind of ruins the momentum because you got them pinned way down onto the 25.
Yeah, here's the second guy, and I think that's who
where they got.
Yep.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned, Bobby, with that 15-yarder, you're exactly right, as North's going to start this drive from their own 39. So good field position here. As you said, Naaman had looked to have,
done some good
field,
things.
so.
Yeah, they picked up some yards, kicked from their 30, and then you get these penalties.
1st and 10 now for the Raiders. Their second possession here of the first quarter. Their first one was a 3-and-out, and of course they had a procedure penalty called on their very first play that set up that 1st and 15. So dug themselves a hole, and they're going to try not to make the same mistake on this one. There's the snap, the handoff to Woods, coming to the left side, and boy, Naaman Forest knocks him backwards, and he's going to lose about 3 yards on the carry.
Yeah, man, Abengawi comes right up there. They see it, and they know exactly where Woods is going to run right here. He just makes a good play, strings them out, plays his defensive end spot where you're not getting sucked into the middle. Let your guys in the middle make their play, and you stay outside, and boom, all of a sudden Woods is in your lap.
Yeah, Sabron Woods is one of the better running backs in the area, and so I would assume Naaman Forest is keying on him tonight. There's the direct snap to Woods, and boy, pretty nice yardage out here to the right side. He had a couple of blockers in front of him, and he's going to gain about 5 on the carry.
Yeah, they had big 52 Morales and 54 Carrillo. They were leading the way. Out there's big linemen, and they were moving fast. They went from the other side of hash mark all the way to this side, and you saw them leading the way for him. And it was some tough yards to pick up because it looked like Naaman Forest was all over him.
So 3rd down and 7 here for the Raiders, and got Gauthier back at quarterback this time with Woods switching to his right side. Going to send Garcia in motion. There's the snap, fakes the handoff. He's looking to throw it. He's in some trouble. He better get rid of it here. And he is going to be sacked at around the 36-yard line. That's going to be a loss of about 6. Well, another 3 and out here for the Raiders.
Boy, Carter Baroud, he's loving that. You get to stringing out. Now, he had his receiver open for a minute. Boom, come in late and get you a good tackle. Let everybody do the work around you, but then just sit there and wait for the quarterback to come to you. Big sack right there.
So the Raiders set to punt this one away. Naaman Forest has 2 back this time to return.
Yeah, one guy's short because they know that he does that little rugby kick, see?
Well, they got a block in there as well.
He picked it up.
They're going to say he's down, Naaman Forest, and guess who it is, Bobby?
Yeah.
Number 11, Davion Dill. That is a blocked punt, and as you said, he falls on it. Naaman Forest going to have it 1st and 10 inside North Garland's 20.
Boy, I mean, Davion Dill's doing it all. He's catching passes, he's tackling for losses, and now he just comes in, just beats his man, and clean house right there. Yeah, he's down. Oh, the ball was actually on the outside of him when he hits the ground.
Yeah, they call him down, however, and so Naaman Forest going to start 1st and 10.
I like not having all that replay stuff. I mean, just let what the refs see, let it go. You know, catch, no catch, fumble, you know, whatever they see, let it go. I like that.
So again, Naaman Forest set up in great field position here. They already lead 7-0. We've got 2:36 remaining here in the first quarter.
This is their big unit in. Tommy Dunn lines up right off the offensive end. It's kind of like a heavy load left, you know, and they go run right by him.
Naaman Forest with 1 second left on the play clock calls their first time out. We'll take a quick break with them. 2:36 remaining. Our score: Naaman Forest 7, North Garland 0. We'll be back after these messages on GRS TV.
Everybody choose GISD, a diverse community, providing exceptional education to every kid we see. That's the mission, reaching the future by driving excellence. Yeah, that's the vision. We have values. We believe every student can learn, and every student deserves our best. You ready for your turn? Come join us and be a part you could be. Garland ISD proud too.
You can be anything you want to be. You can go any place you want to see. It all starts right here with GISD. We are the future, the change you want to see. It all starts right now.
Look at the North Garland crowd. And Bobby, you mentioned they've got a lot of people here tonight. And the throw you saw from Valdez right there was a little low and short for the intended receiver. Is number 11, Deal, and pass falls incomplete. But you mentioned it, Bobby, you know, early on, North Garland with a good crowd tonight. And there's part of their fan club there, the student section. And
well, not only they here, but man, out on the parking lot, they had like Babe's Chicken and I don't know, they had a bunch of food out there, and there were so many people.
Boy, that time the handoff goes to number 20, and nothing doing is North Garland right there to stuff him. That was Jahari Lee, and well, you see number 9, Alex Garcia, number 5, Goodness Nawahi.
Boy, just great penetration by guys in red right there. One of them was number 44, and he's the one that came in and knocked it down. Corey Putman.
So that was a loss on the play, and Boy, it
Oh,
is
my
third down.
goodness,
He's
that's
got
sneaky.
a receiver over there, and I think he's going to pick up the first down. Bobby, I was looking to see
man, did
if he had crossed the line of scrimmage. Boy, he was awfully close, and he's going to have a first. It's going to be first and goal, Naaman Forest after the gain of 13. And here it is. Look at it here, and let's see if he crosses the line here. So he runs, pulls up there, and nope, he's good. He's about a yard behind it.
He keeps his eyes open all the time. You saw it from the end zone down here where he tried to go deep, and he's kind of running around. His receivers kind of quit on him. This time, he just keeps his eyes up, and you got to be ready. You start to come in to tackle him, and he'll toss it out.
Number 4, Creighton Thompson on that last catch. First and goal, Naaman Forest.
Got him.
Roll it out to the right, throw back to the left, and that's a touchdown to number 7, Aiden Gonzalez, and 6 more on the board for the Rangers.
Interesting play because I thought that was going out there to number 11, Devin Dill. He comes in motion. He does a 5 and out. They're looking at him. He's wide open, but then they cross over all the way across from the other side, and hard to cover right there when you execute a play like that. That's just a nice job by Naaman Forest, making it look easy.
Number 35 for the Rangers on to attempt the extra point. There's a snap. The kick is away. It looks to be good. And it is indeed good. So a nice touchdown throw that time to number 7, Aiden Gonzalez. Our new score here at Williams Stadium. Naaman Forest 14, North Garland nothing. We'll be back after these messages. Back at Williams Stadium after the touchdown by Naaman Forest puts them up 14-0. We're set for kickoff and an early lead here in the first quarter for the Rangers, Bobby, and they're looking good so far offensively.
Yeah, 109 total yards already, 104 in the air. They haven't done a whole lot on the ground, but they haven't had to.
Kick is taken at the 11-yard line and returned out across the 25 by number 3 of the Raiders. That is Trey Taylor.
What is surprising is North Garland only has 8 total yards so far. I mean, that Naaman Forest defense is just kind of knows what they're doing. Everywhere they go, there's white jerseys.
Yeah, they've had 2 3-and-outs so far for North Garland, and they're going to start this one at their own 26. See if they can get the offense going here as they trail 14-0 here in the first quarter. There's the high snap, but Gauthier able to grab it. He's going to hand off to Woods, trying to come outside to the right. Boy, and he hurdles one Naaman Forest player, steps out of bounds after a gain of about 4.
That shows you the athletic ability that he has. I mean, it looked like at the line of scrimmage he was going to be stopped, and then he just kind of outruns everybody. Right here, look, he outruns them, and then again, he just very agile and picks up a quick 4.
On second down, the high snap. The quarterback's going to keep it himself to the right side. Boy, a nice lane right there, and he's going to be close to the first down. I think they're going to mark his knee down right at the 35, so he's going to be a yard shy, but a nice pickup on the quarterback keeper.
It's hard to know who's going to run the ball when they do this. Look, he'll snap it, and he looks like he's going to hand it off. He goes one way, gets all the linebackers going that direction, and then he just picks the lane he wants to run in.
So third down is short here for the Raiders, looking for their first down. The handoff to Woods. He is going to have it as he's tackled at around the 39, but that's going to be a gain of 4 and enough to move the chains. The first down for the Raiders here. We are inside of a minute to go in the first quarter.
Well, they needed that because they needed to keep their defense off the field and to give those guys a rest, You you keep going 3 and out, and that defense gets tired.
So they will maintain possession here as we are inside of 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. There's the snap, got the air looking to throw it. A 5-step drop, he throws out the screen pass set up to Alex Garcia, but not fooled on the play is number 34 for Naaman Forest. That's Adrian Brown, and he makes the tackle for a loss of 1.
Yeah, he sees the screen all the way. You know, he's 6 foot 210, so when you get hit by him, you get driven backwards. Boy, that was, and he had a head of steam too, because he saw it all the way.
And with that, we have come to the end of the first quarter play here at Williams Stadium. Our score, the Naaman Forest Rangers 14, the North Garland Raiders nothing. We'll be back after these messages on GRS TV. Back at Williams Stadium for the start of the second quarter. Naaman Forest with a 14-0 lead. North Garland with a second down and 11. Snap to Gauthier. He's going to fake the handoff, looking to throw. Throws across the middle. He's got a man and in and out of the hands of both the receiver and the defender. Bobby, that was almost a catch and then almost an interception.
Oh, man. Yeah, they're playing 2 safety deep right there. And so when you do that, sometimes it allows somebody to cut right underneath it, you know, right in front of the safety. And that's what they do. Run right in front of the safety and try to throw the ball right there. And, boy, you know, the receiver could have felt that safety coming on to him and kind of looked down to where he was going to go, because you know you're fixing to get pegged. So, but that's what you do. You run right in front of that safety, and that's where the ball goes.
Third down. Here's the wide receiver screen. The pass, or the catch is completed. What a nice open field tackle out, hit by number, I believe that's 9 for Naaman Forest. On number 3, Trey Taylor. Number 9 for the Rangers is Matua Mauga, and he is able to make the tackle before the receiver gets to the first down marker.
Again, he's playing safety, so he sees that. He's coming from the safety position, which is like 12 yards deep. He's got to come in there quick.
So just a little short. It's 4th down and about 4. North Garland with the punt unit back on the field once again. Number 2, Kingsley Bennett stands around his own 15, and a penalty flag before the snap. Oh, actually, North got a timeout. And so that will be their first timeout here. And I'll tell you what, Bobby, let's just keep it here. And well, I tell you, Naaman Forest, they've had a pretty impressive start so far. Again, we talked about they've come in to this game at 0-5 on the season, and you know they were 0-3 in non-district play, and then 0-2 so far here in district play.
They had a hard time scoring, is what they did. I mean, you know, it wasn't like they were just. I mean, it was just hard to get their offense going. But it seems to me that they've kind of figuring it out. They started doing little things with Rowlett, and now they came out and put 28 points up on Saxe and was almost, 14 points on Saxe, and they were almost in the lead all the way into the third quarter. And then tonight, they're doing pretty good.
Yeah, so far through that first quarter play, they've got 14 points, and I'm with you there, Bobby. I think their offense is starting to figure it out. You know, we've seen them a couple times, and the defense, on the defensive side of the ball, they're pretty solid defensively. And so, again, I mentioned coming into this game, North Garland, is playing really well here on the season, but I figured Naaman was going to give them a pretty tough battle, and so far it's playing out. So we are set now for the punt after the timeout. There's the kick. It is a low line drive kick, and North Garland's going to down it right there at around the 37-yard line, and Naaman Forest going to take over back on offense, up by 14.
Yeah, he had to kick that really quick because there was so many white jerseys coming in.
Look at the Naaman Forest huddle, and we just talked a little bit about Naaman Forest, and again, North Garland, boy, what a start to the season for them. They started 4-0, then had a difficult loss, of course, last week for their first loss on the season. So they are coming in at 4-1 and 1-1 in district play. But man, 4-1 for Coach Castillo's North Garland Raiders, and they're certainly eyeing the playoffs this year. Hand off to Kingsley Bennett, and a short gain on the play of about 1 yard. Well, Bennett hasn't been able to get anything going tonight so far, as just a handful of rushing yards in the game. And of course, I would imagine Naaman's going to have to pick it up there.
Yeah, they need to start establishing some kind of run so that they can get the ball out to some of these receivers. I mean, they've only put up, what, 5-6 yards total?
Second down long there to hand off to Bennett again, and boy, a little better hold this time.
Man, did you see 2 pancakes by these big linemen? Big number 75 and 76 both. You got to give some credit to them.
Number 57, Smith on the stop.
I mean, he gets right behind them, and it just, that's easy running when those dudes are pushing people backwards. Watch this pancakes right here on the right side of your screen. Big 75 coming in motion, pow! And then look at the other pancake right there. You're just able to run in behind those guys? Come on.
Yeah, nice blocking by the offensive line, and a nice gain of about 5 yards, almost 6 that time for Bennett. It's going to be third down and short here for Naaman Forest.
That Cameron Smith that was coming in motion, 6'3", 295.
Boy, the quick throw on the slant, and a dangerous pass, Bobby, as the linebacker was able to sit back there and really, cause that pass the receiver to not be able to see the ball clearly.
Yeah, he steps right back into the lane right there. But boy, that ball was there. You can catch that ball. It was coming in kind of hot.
And on fourth down and 4 right now, looks like Naaman may be trying to go for
play,
it.
didn't they?
Yeah, the penalty flag is out, so a free play here. Pass falls incomplete, but it will be a first down as the hard count there got North Garland to jump offside.
Offsides called against the Raiders.
Boy, that's just tough right there. And you can see Coach, he's like, man, you got to watch the ball. Quit looking at that. Quit listening. You got to watch the ball. Got him right here from the right side. Got him.
There it is.
Again, and they go ahead and throw it. You never know what's going to happen.
Our GRS crew was able to get that offside penalty. A great shot that time, and it's first down and 10 now after the 5-yard mark off, and Naaman Forest just shy of midfield. There's a snap, a 5-step drop. He's going to step up and throw at that time. And well, I tell you, he is so close to the line of scrimmage when he gets rid of the ball. I don't see a flag, so he was able to get it off before them, but the pass is incomplete.
He keeps his eyes downfield, and it looks like he's going to take off running, and boom, he'll stop and find you. You better be watching, because if your defense comes off to go get him, then he's going to toss it to the guy you just came off of. I mean, he's a smart player. Sometimes you want him to just keep running because he probably would have picked up 3 or 4 more yards. I don't know. He got hit pretty quick.
Yes, he did. Incomplete pass sets up second and 10. Here comes a reverse. Boy, still on his feet is number 14. That's a nice run out here to the right side after the reverse, and that is Tristan Johnson. Look at Johnson running back, and a gain of about 5 yards sets up a third and 5. Here's a look at it.
Yeah, it's a little trickery. Number 2 to number 14. Boy, that big old offensive lineman, number 75, he is just crushing people. Right here on the bottom of your screen, 75. You keep an eye on him. Watch how he plays. I think I'd be just running behind him every time.
6'3", 265-pound junior. There's the throw on third down, boy, well overthrown as he was looking for number 19, Bryson Huey, and it's going to be fourth down and a long 5, and I think this time Naaman's going to bring out the punt unit.
Yeah, Valdez got to slow down just a little bit because you got to let your guys open up out of that route a little bit, and that ball is coming out before they're actually ready. And he had plenty of time. His receiver was going to come open.
So the Rangers set to punt it away. Number 35, Francesca Scaffetti, and North Garland going to send one back to return it. There's the kick, boy, a nice high kick, and it's going to angle out of bounds. So let's see where the line judge marks it, as he's going to mark it right at the 5. So a great kick that time. Now there is a penalty flag on the field right at around midfield, so we'll check this.
It's usually an offside type penalty right there where he throws that. It's right on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're talking to North Garland, though, so I would imagine this one's going against Naaman Forest. Got a procedure call, and well, North Garland's going to decline it, which
wonder why they would decline that.
I don't know.
I mean, I'd have moved them back 5 and punted again. I mean, that's putting them down on the 5-yard line.
Yeah, that was my initial thought as well. North Garland declines it. I would have made him kick it again, too.
Absolutely. I don't understand that one.
Well, Coach Castillo's out on the field now. Maybe he's
like, wait
this.
a minute. Yeah, I thought that ball went into the end zone, maybe. It didn't. It's on the 5-yard. Now, he's already declined it. They can't reverse it, can they?
Well, I don't know. They're certainly talking about it now. Yeah, they're huddling up there at the middle of the field. I can't imagine why you would decline a penalty when you're sitting at your own 5-yard line, but
they're talking about where they're going to go eat afterwards. Are you going to go to Whataburger or Wendy's? Where are you going to go? Let's pick up something to eat here.
I think any one of those would be a good choice. Well, they're talking about it here, and it'll be an interesting call.
I mean, come on, let's hurry it up. It was offsides. Decline it or let's go. Everybody's going to get cramps just standing around. All the older guys are going to have to start back pain. It's taking so long. They're going to start rubbing their backs.
Well, so here we go. Let's see what they're going to call. Yeah, they're going to
make a repunt.
Kick this.
I mean, it only makes sense. I mean, come on. I think what is going on is he'd already declined it. So they were talking about, well, you can't reverse the call. We've already set the ball down, and I agree. He declined it. They set the ball down, and they set in the position. Once that happens, you can't reverse your call. And that's probably what they were all talking about. Can he? Can he not? Can he? Let's get the rule book out, Google it or something. I think that's what they were doing on the field. They went ahead and just let him go ahead and re-kick it.
Yeah, I think you're right as well. So they will indeed march off the 5 yards, and they will re-kick it here. And I'd be willing to bet you the odds are going to be in North Garland's favor that they're going to get better field position out of this than the 5.
I don't know why they're not bringing anybody back though to return this. He's already proven that he can angle kick pretty good, so I think I'd put somebody back there, pick that ball up, take off.
So we got the chains reset, and now it's 4th down and 10 after the 5-yard penalty. So now you're going to see a North Garland send back a return man.
They do. Okay, yeah, they're moving him back now. I think it's Michael Chambers.
Yeah, here we go. So the kick is away. It's a high kick, and they're going to let it bounce. It's going to bounce backwards and be down at around the 13, let's say the 12. Now they are going to mark it at 13, so that's going to be a net gain of 8 yards on the
that's better than taking the snap on the 5.
Absolutely.
I mean, but still a great punt again. He puts that up there and no return. They got something in that punter. He's pretty good.
So the Raiders come back out on offense and looking to get the offense going here. 8:31 remaining in the half. Naaman Forest on top 14-0. And really, North Garland has not been able to get anything going offensively and find themselves in this 2-touchdown hole. Got the arrow with the snap. He's going to fake the handoff, keep it himself to the left side. It gets tripped up at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for maybe 2.
Gauthier's thrown the ball 4 times, completed 3 for 14 yards only. So they've got to figure out a way to get the ball in some of their receivers or playmakers. This time he takes off running with it, and you know with that run he's pretty close to leading the team in rushing. They've only got 12 yards total rushing, so he gets 3 or 4, he's going to be right on it.
That was Tristan Tristan Johnson with the tackle on that last one. This is time a direct snap to Sabron Woods. Nice run, he loses the ball, and I believe Naaman Forest is recovered. And they do, I think that's number 7, it is. Coming up with the football, that is Aiden Gonzalez, and a big turnover for the Raiders.
And that's just the Wildcat snap, and he's got a lot of guys blocking for him. He picks up some good yards, and boom, that hit right there by number 14, Francisco Calderon. The sophomore just popped the ball out. And just like that, you know, they're back in scoring position, so it's turned out for them.
Yeah, 1st and 10 here at the 24 of North Garland, so Naaman Forest back on offense, and they already lead in this game.
This is where you take your shot to your guys right here. You just take this shot to a little post pattern with number 11, Davion Dill. He's out by himself. I mean, why not? You're in here, get a quick one.
Naaman Forest elects to use a timeout, their second charge timeout of the half, and we'll take a break with them. We've got 8:10 remaining. Our score, Naaman Forest 14, North Garland nothing. We'll see you in just a moment.
Everybody choose GISD, a diverse community, providing exceptional education to every kid we see. That's the mission. Reaching the future by driving excellence. Yeah, that's the vision. We have values. We believe every student can learn, and every student deserves our best. You ready for your turn? Come join us and be a part you could be. Garland ISD proud too.
You can be anything you wanna be. You can go any place you wanna see. It all starts right here with GISD. We are the future. Here to change.
Back after timeout, it's 1st down and 10 from the North Garland 24. Naaman Forest, quick throw out to Dill, makes the catch, cuts inside, still on his feet, down at around the 11. That's going to be a gain of about 12 and a 1st down.
Well, you got to look at big number 75 again. Cameron Smith, watch him come outside right there, and he just waits for him. Here's the blocks, and then he just, you know, he's able to cut right back behind him, but they're releasing from that line, going out there and blocking those defensive backs, and it's hard to get to the receiver when you got big guys like that coming at you.
1st and 10, the snap, handoff to Bennett, and boy, he's going to be hit in the backfield and dropped for another loss. And Bennett just hasn't been able to get anything going. The running game hasn't gotten anything going for Naaman Forest.
Yeah, you got to use your vision right there, because again, number 75, Cameron Smith, was right there, and he takes his guy and drives him to the ground, and it's like Bennett runs into him.
2nd down, 11 now for the Rangers. We approach the 7-minute mark here of the half. There's a snap and a quick throw out. They're looking for the flag route, and that catch is made for the touchdown. Number 19 for Naaman Forest, that is Bryson Huey, and the Rangers have opened up a big lead.
Boy, that was a nice pass right there. 6'3", 185-pound junior Huey just has the size, and the ball was placed back shoulder. Beautiful pass.
Extra point coming up here from Scafetti. Here's a good look at the shot from the camera, the end zone camera. The kick is up right down the middle and good. So our new score after the touchdown throw to Bryson Huey, the Naaman Forest Rangers 21, the North Garland Raiders 0. I'll tell you what, Bobby, let's keep it here and talk a little bit about this Naaman Forest offense. You know, you've mentioned that, you know, through the non-district games, just you know, they couldn't get the offense going, and really against Rowlett couldn't get it going as well the first district game. But the last 2 games, Bobby, they put up a lot of points on the board.
Yeah, because they've got some big wide receivers that can match up with really anybody, and they got a quarterback that's always watching for them. You see him right there on the screen. He's always wanting to throw. Even when he's starting to run, he'll stop and put the ball out there to you. And they've got some big offensive linemen that are really kind of coming together at the right time in the season. This is district play. That's when you really got to come together. No matter what, if you're 0-3 in non-district, you get in district, you start playing ball.
And so far they have, again, like you said, they have the 2 tough losses, so they started 0-2, but boy, I tell you, North Garland's dug themselves a hole in this one as the Rangers up 21-0.
Trey Taylor back deep.
They're just, it's a little bit from where they left off last week, as you mentioned, scoring 28 against Saxe, and now they followed up with 21 here in the first half. So the Raiders set to return this kick, and kick is away, a high end over end kick. It's going to be taken, it's going to go out of bounds at around the 25-yard line. And
see where they mark it. They marking it right on the 25. Now that's a penalty there, so they can make them kick it again.
Yeah, more than likely they'll take it right at the 30. They'll start at the 25, give them the 5 yards for kicking out of bounds, and start 1st and 10 at the 30.
Yeah, that's a pretty good field position. I think that's what I'd do as well.
Well, the Raiders desperately need to get some offense going as it has been nothing doing here in the first half of this ballgame. Bobby, they've got 38 total yards so far in this first half, does North Garland.
Yeah, just not much going with the receivers and the quarterback. They've not had enough time to set a play up and throw it. It's all been on the ground.
There's a snap, got the air, rolls out, looking to throw it. Here comes some pressure. He's in trouble. He throws it. He's got his man, and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver.
Nick Matthews.
It's number 13 for North Garland, Nick Matthews. A good throw that time, Bobby. He's just not able to hold on to it.
Yeah, it just seemed like it took forever. I mean, he was sitting wide open for so long. Like right there, he's open. He doesn't see him until real late. But you still, you want that ball. You've caught so many passes since you were 3 years old. You're catching passes like that in the backyard, around school, and then practice hundreds of passes a day. And then you get in the game and you get surprised by one. And boy, that's just disappointing to a receiver because they do it all the time. It's like nothing. You never miss passes like that.
When the Raiders let the play clock almost expire again, and so they're going to have to use another timeout. That's going to leave them with one as well. We'll take a break with them. We've got 6:46 remaining here in the first half. So far, it's been all Naaman Forest, 21-0. Back to live action. The handoff there on second down is going to be another loss on the play. Woods with the carry. He's going to lose a yard. He's going to set up 3rd down and 11. There's big number 85 and on the tackle for Naaman Forest.
Yeah, it's Tommy Dunn again. You see him on offense, and then you see him turn around and just dominate on the inside on defense. A lot of these guys playing both ways. There's a lot of them.
So 3rd down and 11 for North Garland. Need to get out to the 40 to pick up a 1st down. There's a snap, play action, got the air looking to throw it. Now he's going to tuck and run. He's got a long way to go. He's only going to get about 3 before he goes down.
Yeah, Izzy Reyna, another 6'2", 205-pound end right there. He sees him coming through, and of course, Dunn makes him rush up the middle because Dunn gets the outside pressure. You see him coming out there. Here he comes, so it makes him run up inside, and when he does that, Izzy's there to get him.
Boy, another 4th down here for the Raiders. They're going to have to kick it away once again. Kingsley Bennett standing around his own 25 to return this. There's a snap. Boy, here comes pressure, and they kick a low line drive kick. It's going to roll inside the 35, and North Garland going to let it get as many yards as it can, and it rolls out of bounds around the 33.
Yeah, flip the field. Nice job. Well executed.
But again, the story so far of the first half is North Garland not able to do anything offensively. And
it's not like they haven't had the ball. I mean, they've had the ball. They've just had a lot of 3-and-outs and had to punt it away, just like we just saw.
Bobby, you look at the last 4 games for North Garland, though, and they've scored 54, 47, 28, and 26. And again, right now, they're shut out here in this first half with only 40 total yards. Quarterback keeper that time, inside run for about 2 yards. Tackle made there by number 5 of North Garland. That's Goodness Nwai.
Yeah, you know, Valdez doesn't like to run it because he's 5'8", 155 pounds. And those guys that are right there that are tackling him are all in the 200s. I mean, they're big guys. So, you know, he wants to throw it.
Well, here comes a throw attempt this time, a 5-step drop. He's going to throw it deep, looking for number 7. Well, a little bit of contact out there, but they're going to let it go. Pass falls incomplete to number 7, Aiden Gonzalez.
Well, great coverage right there by Dexter Davis, though. I mean, he's running foot to foot, hand to hand. Well, he airs it out. He does have players underneath that were open, but he wants to go deep right there, and he's triple covered. Good coverage right there by North Garland.
3rd down and 8 here for Naaman Forest. There's the snap. They're looking for a quick screen to Kingsley Bennett. He's got some room out here to the left side.
Oh, did he get it? I don't think he got it.
I don't think he did either. The Naaman Forest Ranger coach is looking for a penalty flag for a late hit out of bounds, but I think he's about 2 yards shy.
That's when you got to get low and dive in.
They're going to mark him out of bounds at around the 42, so a yard shy of the first down. It's going to be 4th and 1.
I don't see a punt unit coming out here.
Yeah, watch this tackle here at the end, Bobby. Boy, great job on the slow-mo.
Yeah, dive in. You got to get low and dive in right there, but yeah.
They go for it on 4th, and they did not get it.
Boy, he got stuck too right there.
Woo! Boy, and that is the momentum that North Garland needed.
I don't think they were ready to snap that ball. I mean, it just kind of, play happened so quick.
Boy, North Garland with the big play here. Here's a look at it again. There's the snap.
It was a run all the way, and what happened, he kind of stumbles, and when he does, big number 5 right there, we've been calling him, oh my goodness, comes in right there and takes, it just sticks him good. Man, there's no sitting there going, oh, did he get it or didn't? No, he put him backwards.
So North Garland now starts with their best field position of the night. 1st and 10 from the Naaman Forest 41. And let's see if they can, if that was the spark that gets this offense going. They're going to send a man in motion, takes a snap. Here comes the reverse, back to the quarterback.
Pass.
But he is going to be tackled for a big loss. And the play took just too long to develop, and guess who was there with the tackle?
Yeah.
Davion Dill.
Absolutely, and man, I thought it was going to happen right there. Trip, that's a pitch off, and then pitch it back. But what happens is the guy that's chasing, the guy that pitches is, I mean, you're running him right back into the quarterback. So if that happens, the quarterback actually needs to be moving the other direction so the guys that's chasing him don't just run into him, and that's what happened right there. It was executed right, but the quarterback's got to be going the other direction. The ball carrier brought everybody that was chasing him right into the quarterback. Boy, big loss.
Yeah, loss of 14, 2nd down and 24. The handoff to Woods to the right side. Breaks through, boy, nice run by Woods as he's going to gain most of that yardage back all the way down to the 43, so a gain of about 12. It's going to set up 3rd down and 12.
He gets up, you know, he's basically getting up like Ezekiel Elliott. You know, he just starts, feed me, feed me. See what happens when you feed me? That's a good run right there.
Approaching the 3-minute mark here of the half. North Garland 3rd down and 12. They need to get a 1st down here. There's a snap. They're going to hand it off to Woods again to the left side, trying to get outside. He breaks contain. He is going to have a 1st down inside the 30, down to the 27.
See? Feed me. Feed me. These big linemen are starting to wear guys down. And they're able to get outside like that. Great block by number 4, Hanson.
yards to the.
I mean, just little blocks like that from your receiver picks you up 5, 6, 7 extra yards.
1st and 10 at the Naaman Forest 28. There's a snap. They hand it off to the wide receiver coming around on the jet sweep, and he is going to be knocked off his feet inside the 25 at around the 24, so a gain of 4 more. That time number 3 with the carry, Trey Taylor.
Negron on the stop.
Negron coming across there is able to make a stop, and if he doesn't hold on, I mean, it takes like forever for somebody to come help him tackle him. He's got him wrapped up, and he's just got so much time, and that just shows you that offensive line had everybody blocked.
2nd down 6 as we're inside of 2 minutes now and a half. There's the snap, handoff to Woods. Big hole up the middle, and he is going to be tripped up inside the 10, but it's going to be 1st and goal, North Garland.
Boy, feed me again, he says, man. Those offensive line are starting to make some holes in there. And boy, the fans out here are getting kind of excited. You can hear them screaming and yelling.
First and goal at the 7.
Feels good when your team is starting to drive down the field right here at halftime.
Got the air with the snap, hands it off to Woods to the left, trying to get outside. The speed gets in there, gets a good block. And that is going to be a touchdown, North Garland. Boy, the Naaman Forest corner out there, Bobby, is going bananas as he's wondering why there was not an illegal block in the back. Let's see if we can pick it up here.
Yeah, he's coming out there, and then all of a sudden, boom, he gets hit, boom, right there. That's what springs them, and yeah, I can see why they're upset. You see the line judge was watching it all the way. I guess he felt like he got his helmet and shoulder pads in front of the defender, but boy, that's usually they'll call that every time at crackback.
Number 6 for the Raiders, Van Chon on for the extra point attempt. There it is.
It's blocked.
That ball's still loose. Naaman Forest picks it up. Here they come out. Down the sideline, picks up a block, cuts it back inside.
Don't keep running. No, he got tired now.
Yeah.
he said, forget it. I'm going to have to run 80 more yards. Are you kidding? I'm laying down here, man.
That was number 12, Durham Negron, and
that guy's been everywhere.
Yep,
Man, what a player.
Extra point, no good, but touchdown by Woods. North Garland trying to get back in this game. We've got 1:21 remaining in the half. Naaman Forest 21, North Garland 6. We'll be back after these messages. North Garland with a nice drive, Bobby. Of course, the catalyst for that, if you remember, Naaman Forest had a 4th down and 1, elected to go for it. North Garland made the big stop, so it gave them great field position and momentum. They drive down, score, and so it's now a 21-6 ball game.
Well, not only that, North Garland tries to do the big triple pitch-off pass and gets knocked out like 20 yards, but Woods is able to pick all that back up and more.
So here comes the kick, a end-over-end kick. It's angled towards out of bounds. It's taking it around the 21, and boy, look at this, a nice return by number 7 of the Rangers. That is Aiden Gonzalez. He's going to be out across the 40, it looks like, or right at the 40.
Little athlete right there. I mean, he was able to catch that thing and just take it upfield quick, you know it?
Yeah, Naaman Forest is going to have great field position because of it. They've got one timeout left, and there's 1:14 remaining on the clock as you see number 3, Austin Valdez, coming out to lead this drive. Empty backfield this time. They're going to send a man in motion. Boy, and they
jump
there by the, looks like the left tackle.
Flag on the play.
We'll move it back 5 yards.
False start called against the Rangers. Move the ball back
So first down at 15 now for Naaman Forest. Empty backfield look again. They throw it out quickly, and boy, a nice spin by Bennett, but just enough on the hit to get him to fall down, and that's going to be a loss on the play. And boy, Bennett has negative yardage in this game. That's going to go as a run, Bobby, as if the throw was behind him. Works as a lateral, and you see him get hit there just enough to knock him off his feet.
Man, Ricky Taylor just comes up quick, and then, right behind him, you got Goodness finishing it off. I mean, that's some tough hitting right there. So it looks like, North Garland, they're starting to show a little fire here, defensively and offensively.
Well, here comes the outside throw, and boy, in and out of the hands of number 7. That time Aiden Gonzalez, and
yeah, it's just a little high. I think he couldn't even reach that ball. That ball was up and over his head. It was a good play. They did find him about a 10-yard out.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Bobby, an interesting call in my opinion. They had second down and long. First of all, they had the penalty on first down, and then they lost yardage, and so you had second down and long. We're right at the 30-second mark, and I'm not sure I would have just handed off the ball and go to halftime. With the.
That's right. You keep the clock.
Yeah, they're going to throw again, looking deep here, and that ball's intercepted.
Wow, what a catch!
That time, number 21, Isaiah Watkins with the awesome play for North Garland, and that's the reason I run it here.
Yeah, you got to do that. I mean, you had 30 seconds. You could have ran the clock off with 4 straight runs.
Boy, look at this defense.
Boy, coverage, beautiful right there.
Raiders first and 10 at their own 35.
I mean, he's going up against Bryson Huey, which is 6'3", and Isaiah Watkins is 5'9", 135 pounds. So that was just a good job of staying with that big receiver and picking it off.
So North Garland on the turnover takes over first and 10 at their own 35. They've got 24 seconds remaining here in the half and 1 timeout to work with. Get the snap off just in time. Hand off to the running back. Boy, look at, here we go, down the sideline. He is pushed out of bounds, and trying to say, I think that was number 6 for the, that's number 5 for North Garland.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
Nawai, and
yeah, he plays defense, and finally they just said, okay, let's change it up a little bit in the Wildcat. He's a big kid.
Pushed out of bounds there by number 4, Creighton Thompson, but
boy, just like that. I mean, if you don't clock management, that's number 1. You got to be good at clock management, and they elected to throw the ball 3 straight times with 40 seconds on the clock.
Yep, but we'll see if they can hold on and it doesn't come back. Boy, North Garland going to have to use their final timeout, and Coach Castilla is not happy at all.
Yeah, you got to know what play to go in right there. You got to know what you're going to do, because they stop the clock when they move it to first down. So you have a little bit of time to get your play in, but you got to know what you're going to call and get your guys up on the line of scrimmage and go, because you needed that timeout. That was their final timeout with 14 seconds left.
Yeah, that's going to be huge here at the end of this first half, that not being able to save that last timeout.
Again, clock management, both teams right there. You got Naaman Forest throwing the ball all that time and then giving it right to North Garland to finish it out. I mean, I know, you guys, their team is like, man, we're getting kind of tired. It's getting to halftime, but you let your guard down against a team like North Garland that's averaging a ton of points per game.
Yep.
But then on the other side, they burned a timeout when they probably will really need it here.
Yep, absolutely. Looked like a personnel issue that time, Bobby. They didn't have the right personnel, or didn't get the personnel on the field till late. So here we go. Got the air. Look at, boy, he's under pressure. He's going to throw it out of bounds. So it runs up about 5 seconds off the clock, so we've got 9 seconds remaining. Get North Garland with no timeouts, so have time for, maybe 2 more plays.
Yeah, you got to get something either to the outside or, boy, it's hard to throw the ball into the middle because you got all these guys that got to go up there and spike the ball within 9 seconds. That's going to be pretty tough. I mean, this is where you go ahead and toss it towards the end zone, I guess.
Yeah, maybe try to get a 10-yard out, you know, and then had that one last play for the Hail Mary. Got the air, rolls up to his left, looking to throw it. Pressure comes. Now he's going to tuck and run. You got to get out of bounds, big fella. They're going to mark him out of bounds at around the 35, and they do stop the clock, but that's no gain on the play. We've got 2 seconds, and now you have to throw it towards the end zone.
He was looking to throw, but his receivers are just kind of doing little button hooks and standing there. And you can just see they don't have anybody. They're just standing. And, well, you got to have somebody running an executed route, a timing route when you got 9 seconds. You got to do a 10 and out, and you got to step back and hit it. You can't have that kind of running because it just doesn't work.
So here we go. Should be the final play of the half, barring a defensive penalty. Got the air, rolls out, pressure comes. He steps out, throws it towards the end zone, and that ball is knocked down. 2 Naaman Forest defenders there are able to knock it to the turf, and we have come to the end of the first half of play here at Williams Stadium. A pretty entertaining first half. Naaman Forest with a big lead. Our score, Naaman Forest 21, North Garland 6. We'll be back after these messages on GRS TV.
Everybody choose GISD, a diverse community, providing exceptional education to every kid we see. That's the mission. Reaching the future by driving excellence. Yeah, that's the vision. We have values. We believe every student can learn, and every student deserves our best. You ready for your turn? Come join us and be a part you could be. Garland ISD proud too.
You can be anything you wanna be. You can go any place you wanna see. It all starts right here with GISD. We are the future, and the change you wanna see. It all starts right now with GISD.
And back at Williams Stadium for the start of the third quarter. Our halftime score, the Naaman Forest Rangers 21 and the North Garland Raiders 6. And before we get started, let's take a look at the first half highlights on your screen. Well, here's the start of the game. Naaman Forest and North Garland coming out on the field. You can see a look at the crowd, a big crowd tonight for North Garland.
What in the world are they throwing on each other?
I have no idea.
Like powder.
Some Sterling Stars there. Here we go with the highlights as the first touchdown of the game went to the tight end. A nice throwing catch there.
Tommy Dunn slips out from the tight end spot.
Big play in the game there, the blocked punt.
Well, he's been everywhere, right? Number 11.
Throw back for the touchdown. That was number 7 for Naaman Forest, Aiden Gonzalez. At that point, Naaman Forest had a 14-0 lead in the game. Another big play in the game. Watch the fumble here from Sabron Woods. Coughs it up there. Naaman Forest has a short field, and the third touchdown of the first half to Bryson Huey there on a 13-yard pass. At that point, Naaman Forest was up 21-0. Then late in the second quarter, Sabron Woods comes back with a 7-yard run. Gets him a little bit closer.
Yeah, and then the kick failed. It was blocked.
Well, here comes that big interception at the end of the first half, and that thwarted, a potential Naaman Forest score. And nice play there for North Garland. Boy, look at the big crowd as we mentioned, and that is the end of the first half highlights as North had a chance, a last-minute chance after that interception, not able, however, to get points out of it, and that's where we are, 21-6 here as we start the second half of play. So,
well, you go back and you look at those highlights, and you notice that number 7, Aiden Gonzalez, he's the one that got that fumble recovery right there, and that set Naaman Forest up for a touchdown, and then they got back on the other side of the field, and he's the one that caught the touchdown. So you see a lot of guys going both ways there.
Well, first half highlights brought to us by our GRS TV crew, and do an outstanding job each and every week.
Well, on the let's give you some stats here for the half. First downs, I mean, it was really Naaman Forest really had the lead here as far as the score. But then you look at all the total yards and everything, it looked pretty close by the end of the half. Naaman Forest was 7 first downs. North Garland was 6. Total yards, Naaman Forest 148, 132 on the ground, 11 of 20 passing, and 1 interception. And then they only had 16 yards rushing. And then North Garland, they had 6 first downs, 111 total yards. And listen to this, 14 yards passing. That's all that North Garland was able to get. Everything else was on the ground with Sabron Woods, 97 total yards. Sabron Woods there with 70 of them. And then Goodness with the other part. So, man, it's a close game as far as total yards are concerned.
There's the kickoff, and it's going to be taken, the return for the North Garland Raiders out across the 30 to about the 35. There was a penalty flag on the play. I think we're going to get an offside call here against Naaman Forest.
Well, that ref just said it with authority, too. I mean,
yes, he did.
Hey, this was offsides.
He got excited at halftime with the bands and thought he'd come out here and make an emphatic call, maybe Mr. Referee.
Maybe he got some Gatorade or something there down there. He got all inspired.
So the Raiders will elect to tack on the 5 yards at the end of the return. So they're going to start instead of at the 35, 1st and 10 from their own 40. So good field position here for North Garland as they try to get back in this one. They trail right now by 15. Direct snap, Sabron Woods. He's going to hand off to number 5. That is Goodness Nawahi. And boy, nothing doing there is big number 85, I believe. It was indeed in the backfield with the hit.
Tommy Dunn on the defensive play.
They hand that to Goodness. Boom, man. 85. Now, you've seen 85. He's the one that caught the touchdown earlier on offense. Goes out there and he's playing defensive tackle and makes a good stop on Goodness.
So no gain, 2nd down 10. The handoff to Woods coming to the right side. Boy, another good defensive play. As you see 4 Naaman Forest defenders there on the tackle. The first defender there, number 43, Nick Abengawe, and a host of other defenders for Naaman Forest. It's going to be 3rd down and long.
Yeah, Tommy Dunn in there again, and Durham Negron. He's in there playing linebacker. They've just been able to shut it down so far.
There's a snap play action, looking to throw it across the middle. He's got a man. Is the catch made? It is. Boy, a great catch that time by number 4 of the Raiders, Carrington Henson, as he knew he was going to get hit when he caught the ball. But I mean, he's able to hold on. Boy,
watch this pass. Just a beautiful pass spotted, but right when he catches that ball, he gets hit. Kind of comes up limping, but man, what a great catch and effort.
That ball is going to be spotted at the 35 of Naaman Forest, so it's 1st down and 10. North Garland looking to drive it here. They're trying to cut this to a 1-score game. There's a snap, handoff to Woods coming to the right side, and a nice hole right there. He's going to gain about 5. When you mentioned Woods with 70 yards rushing in that first half and the lone touchdown for North Garland, so he's inching his way closer to 100 yards. There's a snap, another handoff to Woods, breaks 1 tackle, gets outside. He's going to have the 1st down across the 25 down to the 24.
That defense is really relentless, but man, you got that many guys in North Garland. Watch this bunch formation. Look at all the guys blocking, and they're getting a really good push from that left side.
There's a snap, handoff to Woods again. This time counter, he goes to the left, he breaks a tackle, cuts to the outside. That's going to be a touchdown, Sabron Woods.
Well, that gives your fans something to cheer about. You know, they were thinking they were getting blown out, and now that some of these kids have left, and now all these texts is going out, you know, they're Snapchatting, hey, we're back in this thing, man. Get back in the game. You're right.
Boy, a nice run there for Woods, and he is close to the 100-yard mark now after that second touchdown run of the game. And here comes the extra point attempt. It looks like North Garland's going to keep the offense on the field and go for 2. Interesting call here, Bobby, because an extra point and you're still within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. If you miss it here, you're down by 2. Well, quarterback keeps it. Yep. So as I mentioned, so with the failed 2-point conversion, you now trail by 9, which means that's 2 possessions. And boy, an interesting call there by the North Garland coaching staff.
Yeah, and the play, there's just nothing there. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what the play call was. Who was supposed to run? It almost looked like the play that they called up was confusing even to the players, because it wasn't like the quarterback reached back and then draw to run into the. It looked like he was supposed to throw it, but then nobody was en route. So I don't know exactly what the play call was, but it didn't work.
Yeah, good look at Sabron Woods there on the sideline, getting his second touchdown of the game, and he is at across the 100-yard plane, 15 carries, 108 yards, 2 touchdowns now in the game. But again, just an interesting extra point call as far as I'm concerned there. Again, you take the extra point kick, and it's 21-13. You're down by just that 1 possession. But now, you set yourself, you still got to score at least twice and hold Naaman Forest away from points. But at any rate, North Garland with a good drive coming out of half, Bobby. They're right back in this game now at 21-12.
And John preparing to kick for the Raiders.
So here we go. The Raiders looking to kick it off. Van Chon here, and the high end over end kick is going to come down. A fair catch called for. They called for a fair catch here, and he's running for it. Boy, I don't think the officials saw it, Bobby, but I clearly saw him wave his hand in the air before he caught it.
I did too, but then I don't think the defender saw it either, because he goes right at him and he has to jump out of the way. You see the coach, he's saying, hey, he caught a fair catch.
He sure did. Let's see if we can pick it up here. Boy, I bet our camera crew got, look at that, there it is. You saw him wave the hand, then he catches it here and starts moving.
He has to dodge out of the way. That guy's fixing to hit him. He's like, yeah, I don't think anybody saw it.
They didn't say, Coach Castillo saw it because he was certainly arguing, but at any rate, Naaman Forest going to start 1st and 10 from their own 33. Direct snap this time to number 4 for the Rangers. That is Creighton Thompson. He's going to run up the field for about 3 yards.
Now, we haven't seen him do that. I mean, they've had Valdez in there the whole game, so now you get Creighton Thompson in there for a little running ability, and now they've moved back to Valdez out there at quarterback.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. As you mentioned, Valdez back into quarterback, so their normal offense on the field. Valdez with the snap, looks to throw it out quickly. He's got his man.
Boy, he follows those linemen. Boy, what a great play design right there.
Yeah, it absolutely was, Bobby. He gains about 9 on the reception, so that will be a first down for Naaman Forest, and that, once again, is Deal with the catch. He's had a big first half.
Yeah, 5 receptions for 94 yards. He's at 18 yards a pass. And you watch right here, he's in, but then he waits for his linemen. See all those linemen coming through there? Creates a nice wall for him. He's letting them go ahead and take off all of those linebackers, and then he's able to pick up some yards. Uh-oh.
Yeah, breaking through the middle there. Probably the best run of the night for number 2, Kingsley Bennett, as he breaks a couple of tackles and gains about 6 on the carry.
Yeah, he's run the ball a lot tonight, but it's just nothing been there for him. He's only got 12 yards. So to pick up that right there, that's about half of what he's had.
That's exactly right. He's got 18 now with 8 carries. And 2nd down and 4 now for Naaman Forest right at midfield. Boy, yep, good call there, Bobby, as he did. He bobbled the ball there on the handoff, but able to fall back on it. But it's going to be a loss of about 3.
Well, you know, they kind of do that read option a little bit, and a lot of times you don't know if he's going to hand the ball to you or he's going to pull it to throw it. And I think that's what happened right there. It just never got into his arms.
So 3rd down and 7 now after the loss. There's the snap. Looking to throw. Boy, pressure coming right away. He's able to escape. He's going to tuck it and run to the left side. Outruns the defender down the sideline and finally goes out of bounds around the 31. Boy, that was big number 9, Bobby Alex Garcia for North Garland giving chase, but he didn't have enough wheels. And a nice run by the quarterback.
Yeah, look at the speed. And it's funny, the quarterback right there, Valdez, watch right here. He still acts like he's going to throw it when it's like 10 yards down the field. He puts the ball up like, I don't know if he's acting like he's going to throw it. It makes the guy slow up, or if he's just putting it in his face like, hey, you can't catch me. I'm not sure, but boy, he burned some wheels right there, man, and got out to the edge.
Yes, he did. The handoff goes to Bennett, trying to get back out to the outside, and another nice tackle by North Garland. The North Garland interior defense has played well tonight, Bobby, as again, Bennett's been bottled up all night, gain of only 2 on that carry.
Yeah, he's only 145 pounds, so, these guys get just a hand on his jersey just right there, and he can't get away from it. These guys are big. They're 250-pound guys, and you grab somebody that's 145. Now, if he breaks out, it's going to be hard to catch him because he's got cat-like reflexes. I mean, he can pop around and jump, and he's really good, but you got to make that spot.
It's on the quick pitch to the left side to Bennett, and it makes a nice spin move, but gains only a yard on the carry. And it's going to be 3rd down and long once again for Naaman Forest.
Yeah, you got to watch for Deal right here, number 11. Their 6'4", 215-pound receiver. You'll know that's probably where they'll go. Yeah, see, he's quick. Look at that spin move, but boy, there's a lot of red jerseys, man, and you get a hold of him quick. Now, this is a weird formation. Look at this bunch formation.
There's the fake handoff. They're looking to throw it deep. He's got Dill out there, and is he with the catch? He does. It's going to be 1st and goal, Naaman Forest.
Wow, what a play right there. And did we call it? I swear I'd go 6'4". He's big, and that ball was beautifully thrown. He's coming from the left side, or where did he come from? He just kind of released because it was all a bunch formation. They had no receivers. Oh, look at that.
Whew. Great job by our end zone camera.
Man, that's a beautiful throw and a beautiful catch.
And off to Bennett. He is into the end zone.
Hey, even if you're only averaging 1.7 yards per carry, if you're only 1 yard from the end zone and you get your 1.7, guess what that is? That's 6 points.
Either way you slice it, it's 6 points.
Yeah, right there. Boom, he got in.
Boy, just like that, a nice drive for Naaman Forest to answer the touchdown by North Garland. They go back up by 15 here with the extra point to come. Another great shot here by our end zone camera and the great Larry Grimes. Extra point is in, and it is good. So a touchdown run by number 2, Kingsley Bennett, has Naaman Forest extending their lead. Our new score, 5:11 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Naaman Forest 28, North Garland 12. Look at the Naaman Forest student section there as they are cheering on their team. They just scored a nice answer drive for them to extend the lead back out to 16. And here comes the kickoff, a high end over end kick, going to be taken at the 24. This one's returnable. Boy, nice inside moving and then down the sideline. Gets popped out of bounds, but North Garland again with good field position.
Yeah, Anthony Bell, you know, a lot of times you catch that and you wave it off and fair catch it. But as Anthony Bell does, he has a little bit of room right there, catches it, and if you can beat that first layer of guys, then you can almost break the touchdown because there's nobody over there. There's only like 3 or 4 dudes. So if you can break that first layer, you could get a lot of yards or even and score a touchdown even. So it's a good job right there of Bell taking that one, getting it out to midfield.
Yeah, close to midfield, 1st and 10 at their own 44, so good field position once again. Another personnel problem here, and the play clock is down to 0. I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like North had to call a timeout as you saw players running on late there, and the play clock was about to expire, so North Garland having to use their first timeout here of the second half. Bobby, let's keep it here. We just went to break a second ago and talk a little bit about this district race. You know, we mentioned this is week 3. This is really the week that where it starts getting important, you know, because we're about midway through district play. And right now, the Rowlett Eagles, surprisingly, you know, we saw them early in the season, Bobby, and we saw them get pounded by Rockwall. And, you know, they really had a tough start to the season. And now, I mean, they are looking at, you know, a 2-0 record in first place. They've got a South Garland, a gritty South Garland team tonight, but Rowlett looking pretty good right now in district play.
Yeah, 37-16 right now going into the fourth quarter over there at HBJ Stadium, and it looks like they're going to go and win another game. So,
well, Sabron Woods with the direct snap as we're back from timeout, and another big run for him, and they're starting to get the running game going now.
Well, you know, you're talking about Rowlett. They're the only undefeated team in the district, and you know, you look out here and you see Naaman Forest, and they were right there with them. 7-6 was the total for their game.
Yep.
And it looks like Naaman has gotten better since then. And you know, I guess Rowlett has too a little bit, but I think Naaman Forest is really kind of gelling together. These big offensive linemen and big defensive linemen are really coming together here.
Hand off this time to number 3, trying to get outside. He takes the snap, Sabron Woods again, but this time he does hand it off to number 3, Trey Taylor, and a gain of about 4 yards on that carry to the left side.
I think if you played Rowlett and Naaman again this week, it would be a totally different game than a 7-6 game that they played in week 1, because it just looks now that Naaman has gotten a lot better. I mean, they're scoring points now. They look like they have a lot of confidence. Their quarterback is putting it out there. They found the right receiver deal. I mean, that guy's putting numbers up. He's got 7 receptions tonight already.
Woods with the handoff, bounces it back outside, and boy, he you know, was one shoestring tackle away from breaking that one, maybe for another 6, but he does pick up the first down.
North Garland gets stronger and stronger as the game goes on. I mean, we've been able to see it. Look at these big linemen. Look at 50, boom, and then he just bounces outside. I mean, these linemen are pushing guys back 4 or 5 yards. I mean, they get stronger and stronger as it goes.
There's a snap. They're going to hand it off to Woods again.
Right
this time to the right side. Breaks through for a couple more tackles, pardon me, and gets almost another first down.
I mean, he's getting it now. I mean, he's up to 125 yards and tack on another 10, basically right there. So look how strong he is. I mean, you gotta put some shoulder pads on that guy.
And off to him once again, coming outside. Pardon me, that's a number 5. And guess what? That's going to be a touchdown.
Oh, my
they're going to mark him
goodness.
down. They're going to mark him down at the 1. Well, it looked to me like he was in, but that was number 5 that time. Goodness, Nawahi.
Yeah, oh my goodness. There he goes again, man. That guy, he is fast, strong, and he can get to the outside. It's just a different runner than Woods.
North Garland up to the line in a hurry, and boy, penalty flag comes out, I believe. And did we have a timeout call here? No, I see. So what it is, they were waiting for the chains that weren't set yet. So they called an official timeout, and so they'll get the clock going again. But North Garland at 1st and goal here at the 1-yard line. Got the air, takes the snap. He's going to hand it off. Goodness once again, and he is in for the touchdown.
Yeah, it's hard to stop him now. I mean, he's a big kid, and you see him, he plays linebacker on defense, and he's making all those big stops over there, and then they reward him by putting him in right here at the goal line, and look at this, boom, get low to the ground, and it's hard to stop that right there. Goodness is... Let's see, what has Goodness got now tonight? 28 yards and a touchdown. And I think it's about 38 yards and a touchdown, actually. So Very nice game for him offensively.
Going for 2 here once again as they fake the handoff. Quarterback's going to keep it. Did he get in? I'm not sure he got there. Well, he was right at the goal line, Bobby, but he was in high, and I think he got stuffed.
Yeah, you got to get low right there. You got to get really low to get in there. And if you're running up high, there's some big linebackers and safeties coming in, and boy, they stopped him right at the 1 yard line.
So the 2-point conversion, no good. Our new score with 2:53 remaining in the third. Naaman Forest 28, North Garland 18. We'll be back after these messages. There's a look at the young man who just scored the touchdown for North Garland to cut into this lead. That's Goodness Nawahi. And Bobby, you were mentioning his stats earlier.
That's offsides.
What does he actually have in the game? 4 carries, 45 yards, and a touchdown.
What are they doing?
Yeah, and there you go. Is Naaman Forest
They were acting like it was a punt. They all got away from it like it was a dead ball. But it's offsides anyway because they're going to make them re-kick it.
Yep. Yeah, Naaman Forest caught a break on that one for the offside. You're exactly right.
Absolutely. You have to know this is not a punt. This is a live ball. You can't just let it go dead there. But it was totally offsides. They were offsides by a good 2 or 3 yards. The flag came out.
Well, Coach Castillo is beside himself because, again, that was a break for Naaman Forest, as that would have been North Garland's ball. Yeah, here it is again, Bobby. You're going to watch it. Watch this kicker as well. As he kicks the ball, he slips. But you're right. They just kind of let it bounce.
Yeah, watch it. He just gets out of the way. Get out of the way of it. Get out of the way of it. Right there. It's like it's a punt. No. Oh, Jesse Perales, Coach Perales over there is going to coach his guys up. Hey, this is a live ball, man. You cannot do that.
The offside call, however, yeah, watch this. Watch the kicker slip when he kicks the ball. Boy, they got it in slow motion. And you can't see the offsides, but watch your kicker slip here and fall. And the offside, yeah, was further down on the screen, but
yeah, this is right at the numbers.
Yep.
The 40-yard line numbers, right in front of the ref.
So the re-kick here, and we're going to go this time to the left side, and the catch is going to be made at the 29, and then coming across field and cutting it back is number, I believe that was 3, or pardon me, not 3, but that was number 7, Aiden Gonzalez on the return. He's going to be out all the way close to the 40-yard line.
Number 35, Ricky Taylor, down to make the stop.
So a 10-yard game now as Naaman Forest up 28-18. So North Garland with 2 touchdowns here in the third quarter, but 2 failed extra points, and we'll see if that comes back to haunt them.
Well, you know, the good thing is they do have a good kicker. So if they have to get close enough to kick a field goal, they can do it.
Quick throw out to Deal, and he is going to have a first down across midfield down to the 48. It's a gain of 12.
Okay, man, he's got 8 receptions now for 137 yards. He's been a big part of this offense. Of course, you see him on defense as well, but boy, when they need something, they'll throw it right out there to him, and he makes things happen.
Yeah, they look his way on those passes that they need. You're exactly right. So the handoff to Bennett this time up the middle, and no gain on the play. North Garland there to swallow him up and knock him down in a hurry. So second down and 10.
Seems like they could use him a different way. You know, bring some guys in motion, confuse the defense a little bit. You know, and play action with him. Because when you just hand it to him, it's really hard for him to make anything out of it.
Quick throw out to guess who? Number 11, Dill cuts it back inside, gets a great block out there by the right tackle, and he's going to gain close to 6 yards.
Well, he got hit in the leg pretty good right there. But yeah, you watch this big old lineman right here. Come on out. Here he comes. Boom, makes that big block. That's big number 75 again. We've been talking about him all night, Cameron Smith. You know, he's only 6'3". He only weighs 295 pounds.
Yeah, only.
And he's hustling out there and getting screen plays. I mean, man, that guy's an athlete.
Third down and 6 here for Naaman Forest as we approach 1 minute remaining in the third. There's the snap. Looking to throw it. He's going to throw it deep, looking for number 18.
Oh.
And just out of the reach. Good coverage out there by number 4, North Garland, Carrington Henson. It's going to be 4th down. Let's see if Naaman keeps the offense on the field.
Yeah, but it looked like Crabtree had a step on him, and he kind of slowed down. I don't know if he lost the ball for a minute or not, but the ball was thrown really nice out there. Watch it, he kind of slows down, and then now he's got to speed back up to get to the ball, and it just, I don't know if he may have lost it in the lights maybe.
So Naaman Forest does indeed get their punt team out on the field. Number 35 standing at around the 47-yard line, and of course is Francesco Scafetti, and a nice kick away. Oh, and a fumble return there, and they're going to have it right at the 6-yard line. So boy, dangerous series right there for number 3, Trey Taylor, as ball comes right to him. Bobby, he's not able to hold on to it, and almost disaster.
It's been a good quarter right now for North Garland. I mean, they've been able to do basically what they want with the ball. They've been able to drive it down the throat of Naaman Forest this whole quarter. So they've already put up 12 points. Let's see if they can put together a nice drive right here.
Yeah, and I would imagine that coaching staff probably chewed on them a little bit at halftime. You know, they scored their only touchdown of the first half late in the first half, and really their offense was pretty much asleep in the whole first half. So I would imagine coaching staff lit a fire on them, and they have come out and responded here in the second half.
Yeah, and they may have put some plays in there that they feel like that'll work for them. It looks like they've been able to run right up the middle quite a bit.
Yeah, Woods with that last carry for a gain of 2. He is at the 145 mark and 2 touchdowns here in the game. There's a snap. They're going to hand it off to the end around, the wide receiver coming around, and boy, Naaman Forest not fooled. They're able to make the tackle, and we are inside of 5 seconds, probably the final play of the third quarter as the clock ticks down. And indeed, we have come to the end of 3 here at Williams Stadium. A good one. Naaman Forest 28, North Garland 18. We'll be back after these messages.
Everybody choose GISD, a diverse community, providing exceptional education to every kid we see. That's the mission. Reaching the future by driving excellence. Yeah, that's the vision. We have values. We believe every student can learn, and every student deserves our best. You ready for your turn? Come join us and be a part you could be. Garland ISD proud too.
You can be anything you want to be. You can go any place you want to see. It all starts right here with GISD. We are the future. Be the change you want to see. It all starts right now with GISD.
And we are back here at Williams Stadium for the start of the fourth quarter. You see a couple of principals there, one a current principal, one a former principal for North Garland High School. Michael Ariloa, and he is the current principal of North Garland High School and his first year at the helm of the Raiders. So a big third down here for the Raiders. 3rd down and 5 as we come out of the timeout here to start the 4th quarter. The pass out, Woods breaks the tackle, but boy, 2 Naaman Forest defenders there converge on him. No gain as it turns out on the play. It's going to be 4th down. North's going to have to punt.
Yeah, it looked like Kendall Ivory was the first one to reach him. Yeah, it just breaks. Oh, no, it's number 14 there. That's Tristan Johnson coming up making a stop. Boy, that's a quick 3 and out to punt this thing away, and probably going to give some good field position right here for Naaman Forest.
Yeah, Kingsley Bennett standing right at midfield, and here comes the punt. It's a short punt. Bennett's going to let it bounce. Yeah, and it takes a North Garland roll.
Wow. Punt that from out of his own end zone.
They're going to down it at the 37-yard line. So, yeah, you're looking at a 63-yard punt.
Boy, that's beautiful right there. Again, it's that rugby-style punt, and when it hits the ground, it just gets to rolling. It's great technique.
So the Naaman Forest offense back on the field here. And we're just underway in the 4th quarter. Naaman Forest on top by 10. Naaman Forest, as we mentioned, came into this game 0-2 in district play. North Garland at 1-1. So Naaman is trying to get their first district win. North's trying to move to 2-1.
Woo!
And the handoff and hit immediately in the backfield is Kingsley Bennett. And I believe that was 44 for the Raiders that made that stop. And if so, that was Corey Putman, the 6'7", 250-pound defensive lineman.
Man, 6'7"? It says 6'7" on there?
Right in the middle of your screen right there. And that's what the program has him listed at. So a loss of 4 on that play. It's 2nd down and 14 now for Naaman Forest. Here's a snap and time to throw outside. The catch is made. That is Gonzalez. Boy, he takes a big hit out here on the sideline by number 11 of the Raiders. That's Ian Jennings.
Very nice executed play. 2-step drop and fire right there. You got Gonzalez going to like a 10 and out, but man, what a hit right there from Jennings. And you know, if you're gonna get a guy and put him down on the field, you might as well hit him right. And that's what he did. No gain when you hit somebody like that. They're not going anywhere.
11 yards on that gain. It's 3rd
look at
down.
this play.
He's got a wide open receiver. And guess what? One man to beat. He's at the 10, the 5, holds the ball out.
Penalty.
That's a touchdown.
They're going to call penalty on that? No. I love it. Woo! That's fun right there. Uh-oh. Let's do it again.
Boy, Aiden Gonzalez, the long touchdown reception.
Man, that's a tricky play right there. He just... They thought it was going to be like a little 2-step pop right there to the outside receiver and have Jennings block. And he went to block, and then he just released. And so just a beautiful trick play right there.
Extra point attempt coming up by the Rangers. There's the snap and hold. The kick is up. And the extra point is good. So our new score, 9:33 remaining as you take a look at the 2nd touchdown from Aiden Gonzalez. Naaman Forest 35, North Garland 18. We'll be back after these messages on GRS TV. North Garland in a bit of a hole now as Naaman Forest scores on the long touchdown pass to Gonzalez. They have a 17-point lead now, so that's a 3-possession game. And We've only got 9:33 remaining in the fourth quarter. So again, North Garland's got a lot of work to do, and they got to do it in a hurry. And the high end over end kick is going to go out of bounds. That'll be a penalty on Naaman Forest. And a second penalty flag comes out. Going to have probably a personal foul here against somebody. Of course, the first flag is for the kick out of bounds, and we will sort it all out here momentarily.
Well, when you look at Aiden Gonzalez after that touchdown, he's got 3 receptions, 2 touchdowns. Hey, he just goes over there and goes, hey, you ever want to score? We're in trouble down here. We need to score. Just, hey, toss it to me.
Yep.
Because every time I get the ball, it's in the end zone. How about that?
That's right.
73 yards now in reception yards and 2 touchdowns.
So there's a kick out of bounds. Let's see if we can pick up the play. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. The ball's way out of bounds. That's a personal foul. Yeah, that's a frustrated player that does penalties like that. And boy, when you're right there, you do a penalty like that right in front of your own coaches. Oh, that's never good.
No, it's not.
Because they got first view of it.
So here comes the official call, and they're going to give him 5 yards and then mark it backwards 15. Here's your kick out of bounds call against Naaman, but then here comes your personal foul. So what they should do here is give mark the ball 5 yards from where the kick went out of bounds for North Garland, then they'll back it up 15.
So a 10-yard penalty. Net.
In essence, yeah, because I don't think they can make him re-kick here because the 15-yarder came, of course, after the play. So I believe you've got to tack that 15 on after the yardage. And, of course, if you're Naaman, you're not going to want to re-kick it, so.
Yeah, but you can't do that because if they re-kicked it and North Garland catches it and runs it for a touchdown, then they're not penalized. There's no place to put the 15-yard penalty.
Right.
So you have to take that penalty and then mark it back from there.
Yeah, so what you saw, the kick went out of bounds at the 30. They, of course, marked it 5 yards up to the 35 and then marked the 15-yard penalty. So North Garland's going to start first and 10 from their own 20. So here we go. Gauthier throws deep on the post route. Boy, good coverage out there by the corner. Number 23 stayed with the receiver the whole way.
Well, that's straight up. That's straight up man-to-man right there, and you're just stride for stride. And the good thing is you're actually behind the receiver when you catch. Look at that. Oh, he has a chance to basically pick it off, but very nice job.
Yeah, another penalty on the play as well. This one looks like it may be a holding call against the Raiders. Boy, and I tell you, if I'm Naaman Forest, I'm inclined to decline that penalty. North hadn't been able to pass the ball at all in this game, and they're at a point here, 3 possessions down, they pretty much have to throw. If I'm Naaman, I decline that, make it 2nd and 10, and force North to throw it. But at any rate, first down and 20, and there's a quick snap, a quick throw out, and the catch is made and then dropped for a gain of only about 7 yards. It's number 4 once again for North Garland with the reception, Carrington Henson.
Yeah, and Henson's been limping around since that first catch he got in like the second quarter. He hurt his leg, and, he was over on the sideline, and we didn't, he took a timeout to get him back, and he's been hobbling around. You can see his ankles all wrapped up, and he's still making plays out there.
Third down, here comes the throw across the middle. The ball almost picked off as it was a little high. It's going to be.
Well, they were going back to Henson again right there, but you can see him when he's running his routes. He can't hardly run. I mean, he must have a bad sprained ankle, and you could tell that ball was going to him, but timing's off just a little bit.
Yeah, third down now and 13.
What heart? He's got a lot of heart out there, though.
There's a snap. Got the air. Here comes the screen, the wide receiver screen. And boy, the pass is not able to be held on to as it was dropped by number 3, Trey Taylor. It's going to be 4th down. Raiders going to have to punt this one.
And you can just see the Raiders just kind of getting defeated. They're playing out there hurt, and a lot of them are playing offense and defense, and now they're just going straight back out there to defense and play again, and they're just getting tired. You can see it.
You got an injured player here on the field for North Garland. I believe that is number 4, Bobby, the aforementioned Carrington Henson. Like you said, he's been hurt here really since the second quarter, and boy, that leg is giving him some problems.
Yeah, you know, he's limping when he's running, and he's probably going to start getting cramps in that leg because it's just so hard when you're limping like that and running as fast as you can. You're standing on your toes a little bit, and it'll make your legs cramp up. And I don't know if that's what it is, but a lot of times that will happen.
So why don't we take a quick break right now as the trainers are taking a look at that young man. Our score with 8:47 remaining here in the game. Naaman Forest 35, North Garland 18. Look at Carrington Henson as he is able to walk off the field, so a good sign for that young man. A very talented receiver, as you mentioned, Bobby, and he looks to be okay, and that's a good thing. So 4th down and 13 for the Raiders here. Naaman Forest looking to get the ball back, and boy, time's beginning to be an issue here for North Garland. There's a snap, the rugby-style kick. Going to come down. Boy, that one's taken in stride by Bennett, and he's got some running room out here. Oh. Boy, nice open field tackle, however, by, I believe that's 32 for North Garland.
Well,
did a great job.
Bennett was assured of his hands because that rugby-style kick, I mean, if it hits the ground, that thing's going to roll another 30 yards, but he jumps it really fast and catches it right before it hits the ground.
Watch Muhammad Asher right there just kind of rip him down. But Naaman Forest has great field position once again. They lead by 17, and they're going to take over here 1st and 10 at the North Garland 32. Hand off to Bennett, and he's going to inch his way inside the 30, a gain of 3 yards down to the 29. And I would imagine Naaman Forest going to try to keep the ball on the ground as much as possible and run time off the clock as we approach 8 minutes remaining in the game. And they're, of course, currently up by 17. Snap and the handoff once again. Boy, a big hole up the middle. That's the best hole we've seen tonight from the Naaman Forest offensive line, and that's going to be a 1st down run.
Yeah, that one got opened up really quick, and they ran right behind big number 56 and 76 right there. You can see that side of the line just really worked it.
Momentary stoppage of the clock. I'm not sure what the discussion is here. It is a 1st and 10. Oh, they haven't moved the chains yet even. Okay.
Yeah, but the play clock is actually running, so Naaman Forest is running really quick. But
yeah, they'll have to reset that, I would think.
Come on now.
Yeah, Naaman's going to call timeout, but I'm not sure that's
not right because
no, it's not.
They were running the play clock, but the clock on the and it's still running. They've got the.
Yeah, the game clock's running now, and they're trying to wave it down. So, yeah, all sorts of.
See, the game clock is running. It's down to 7:20, but they called timeout a good 20 seconds ago.
Yeah, see, now Naaman Forest coming back on the field. So I think what you're going to see here is they're not going to be charged with the timeout. They're going to put the 25 back on the play clock, and they're going to have to put some time back on the game clock as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know what's going on right there, but that wasn't right. None of that series was correct.
Yeah, they're going to add some time back on the clock for sure.
But I don't see anybody waving or talking to the clock.
Yeah, there's Joe Castillo, the head coach, trying to tell them.
He's trying to, but the referee's got to tell them. They won't listen to Coach Casillas.
Yeah, 7:32, I think, is what they're trying to tell him. See, there's 7. He's putting the 7. Look at that. Good shot there by our camera crew. And they got it. 7:32 on the clock.
Yeah, there we go. That's much better. Get this thing going. Give them another 30 seconds to snap this ball.
There's a snap. They're going to hand off on the.
What a
he
move.
just splits. The 2 North Garland defenders, gets underneath them and then gets knocked out of bounds close to the first down. I think he's about a yard shy. A nice run that time by Kingsley Bennett on the counter.
Watch the red shirt right here. He's like, I got you. Oh, where'd you go?
Well, Bennett just a sophomore for Naaman Forest. And the running room is starting to pick up a little bit here in the fourth quarter. And he didn't have much early on, Bobby, but he's picking it up now in the running game as Naaman Forest trying to run out this clock, of course.
Yeah, but he's had 17 attempts. I mean, they're feeding the ball to him. That's his 18th carry of the game, and he's only averaging like 2 yards a carry, but he's picked up a touchdown, and now he's at 36 yards on the ground. But it really matters most in the end of the game when you're trying to run the clock out like he's trying to do right now. You got seven minutes. You gotta just keep getting those first downs and ground that running game. So you gotta really get in behind that runner.
You're exactly right. It counts the most in the fourth quarter, as you said. He gained a 1 yard run there that last time, picks up the first down, gets the handoff again, coming to the outside. He's got the corner, running to the end zone, spins and gets knocked out of bounds around the 2. And it's going to be 2nd down and 1. Naaman can get a first down just inside the 1, so that's a gain of 9.
Watch number 56. I mean, he's over on the left side of the line, and you can see him here, but boy, he chased all the way there and was he was the lead blocker, and look where he's lined up right there in the middle of the field, snapping the ball.
That's your center. He hands off to Bennett. Oh, trying to push. Did he get there? They're going to mark him just short, but I believe that'll be enough for the first down. I guess it was 1st and goal on that last play, so I apologize, you guys. I thought it was 2nd down and 1, but it was 1st and goal, so a gain of 1. It's now 2nd down and goal from the 1. These 50-year-old eyes aren't able to see too well down on the field, obviously. 2nd down and goal. Another handoff to Bennett. This time he is into the end zone for the touchdown.
Second touchdown of the night, and why not run between the tackles, man? Look how big those guys right there clearing the way. He just slipped right through. They didn't know he was even there. He's so much smaller than they are. Hard to see him.
Well, look at Kingsley Bennett. That's his 2nd touchdown of the night, and that gives Naaman Forest a big lead in this game now.
For a team that was really struggling to score any points, boy, these last 3 weeks, they've really started putting it on.
Extra point attempt is up, and I believe it is good, but there is a penalty flag on the field. And it is an offside call. That penalty is declined, and the extra point is good. So you saw a look at Kingsley Bennett. There he is, his 2nd touchdown of the night. Has Naaman Forest on top, 42-18, and we'll be back after these messages.
Everybody choose GISD, a diverse community, providing exceptional education to every kid we see. That's the mission. Reaching the future by driving excellence. Yeah, that's the vision. We have values. We believe every student can learn, and every student deserves our best. You ready for your turn? Come join us and be a part. You could be Garland ISD proud too.
You can be anything you want to be. You can go any place you want to see. It all starts right here with GISD. We are the future, the change you want to see. It all starts right now, the GISD.
Naaman Forest set to kick off here. They have a big lead now, 42-18. The kick is down to the 26-yard line. This one will be returned to the outside and then tackled at around the 35.
On the defensive play.
So North Garland 1st and 10. Boy, and Bobby, I tell you, they've got 6:02 remaining, and they are trailing by, quite a bit here. You're looking at a 24-point margin.
Yeah, you have to score on this drive. I mean,
yeah,
and it can't take a long time.
Yep.
Yeah, you've got to. I mean, they haven't been able to pass the ball, is the problem, and that's what. Right now, that's when you have to do it, or you got to spring a big run. One of the two. You've got to get the ball downfield.
So 1st and 10 North Garland. There's a snap. Got the air looking to throw it. Throwing it outside. He's got a man there. Boy, nice throw that time. And the catch is made. I think that's for a first down. As it's going to be marked.
Yeah, they're going to mark him short. So the clock is going to continue to run. He was tackled inbounds.
Wow. Well, how did he not have the momentum? Look, he comes down right there on the.
Yeah, they put the ball where he comes down. Oh, he's lined up off sides. This is going to be a penalty on the defense here if he don't back up.
Yep.
They cleared it.
Here we go on the 2nd and 2. Penalty flag comes out, and going out of bounds is the quarterback. He's going to lose about a yard, and we will check the flag.
What did he throw the flag? Now, I know he was lined up off sides. He didn't call it.
Yeah, I think they may have got him over here, Bobby, on the far side. I think you may see it.
But over here on our side of the 40, the line judge throws a flag out after the play had been, started and looks like it didn't work. It's like they weren't going to call it unless something happened, and then it didn't, and then they called it.
Yeah, I think you're going to have the offside call, the flag on the Naaman Forest sideline, and I think you may have an offensive holding call here against the Raiders.
Is that what they're going to call?
Let's see, offside for Naaman. There's your hold.
Yep, there we go.
So they're going to offset. We are going to replay 2nd down. Yeah, you can easily see
right
there.
He's lined up, the defensive end on the left.
So offsetting penalties. It's going to set up a replay here of 2nd down. There's a snap and the handoff coming to the left side. Boy, and running backwards is the running back that time. That is number 5. And that, of course, Goodness Nawahi, and he goes backwards, and it's going to be a big loss.
You just don't have a chance. Tristan Johnson, I mean, he just comes straight upfield. You got to make that block right there. You don't make that block, it's hard for a runner to, because you're not going forward. You're going sideways, and you just get your legs all tripped out from under you. Goodness is a good runner, too. It's just, boy, just a great play defensively by Johnson.
Yeah, loss of 7 that time, Bobby. 3rd down and 9 here for the Raiders. There's a snap, looking to throw it. He's got time. He throws it outside. He's got his man Woods. Stays on his feet, still going. Boy, great run by Sabron Woods, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds around the 46.
Well, they had him stopped, but I tell you, Woods is such a strong runner that the defensive back that hit him is still down on the ground. I don't know if he's got his breath knocked out or it kind of jarred him, but he had the free shot on Woods, but boom, it got him all in the ribs right there. Woods makes a good run.
Yeah, he sure does, and he picks up those extra yardage that run after contact. And
boy, you can see number 23 there. He's really holding his ribs. I mean,
Naaman Forest 46.
Yeah, that's Malachi Burrell, and here's a look at the young man right there. He is walking off the field, so a good sign for him. North Garland, of course, does pick up a first down after the good run by Sabron Woods after catch. And they've got a first down at the 46. As we mentioned, there's 4:11 remaining here in the game, so North's got to get some points quickly here. There's the snap. Rolling to his left is the quarterback. Got the air. He's going to throw to the sideline. He has his man. Breaks the tackle. And finally knocked down at around the 35, 36-yard line. That's number 3, Trey Taylor. But again, for Naaman Forest,
well, they swarm fast, don't they?
Yes, they do. Once the chain's set, the clock's going to continue to roll. We're at 4 minutes now, so time becoming a...
Boy, I thought his foot was out of bounds when he caught that ball, but maybe I just didn't see it. But didn't it look like his foot was really close to the out of bounds?
Yep, absolutely. 1st and 10, clock still running here. Letting a lot of time come off the clock. There's a quick throw out. The catch is made by the outside receiver. Naaman's just letting them have some yardage now. They don't care because they're running clock. So a gain of about 8 yards on that reception.
Yeah, they're just letting them do like a 7-yard stop. But what they don't want is anybody getting behind them, and they're just staying deep. They've got, you know, a safety deep, and then their corners are playing about 7 to 8 yards off. You see at the top of the screen, they're not playing that man-to-man right now. They're playing a zone. Just keep everybody in front of you.
There's that quick throw once again, boy, and that time not able to hang on to it. Number 13, Nick Matthews.
Nick Matthews, intended receiver.
.305 remaining here in the game. Here's a look at it again. A good throw once again, and Matthews just not able to hold on. So 3rd down and 2 to go here for the first down. There's a snap. They're going to hand it off to Woods, and he is hit, and I don't think he got it. A gain of only 1. It's going to be 4th down and 1. Big number 51 there for Naaman Forest, and on the tackle.
Yeah, there's a bunch of numbers here we don't even have on our roster, so they must be moving some guys in, you know, bringing them up a little bit. Uh-oh, free play.
Yeah, maybe a free play here, and
oh boy,
do not take advantage of it, so we'll check the flags here.
Penalty flag on the play. Offside called against Naaman Forest.
There is your offside. So that'll give North Garland an automatic first down. But again, Bobby, more importantly, time is just, you know, a lot of time's coming off the clock here, and I don't know that North's going to have enough time to get back in this game. It's 42-18, 24-point lead now for Naaman Forest. Again, if Naaman Forest holds on to win this game, they will move to 1-2 in district play. North Garland will fall to 1-2. That'll be back-to-back losses for North Garland, who started 4-0 on the season. Got the air looking to throw it, throws it outside, has his mouth.
Oh, he drops it.
And he can't hold on to it. Number 2, Kenneth McCullough had it in his hands, but was not able to hang on.
Sometimes when you're running back towards the outside like that and the ball's coming, you're running full speed. Your eyes are all bobbling around and your feet are hitting the ground and the ball's coming out all wobbly because the quarterback's actually running, you know, and it's almost like a curveball coming towards you, and your eyes are bobbling. Ball hits you in the fingertips instead of in your hands, and you lose it. You know, sometimes that just happens.
2nd down 10. There's a snap. Quick throw out once again, boy, and that one's dropped.
Now you got to wonder if Naaman Forest put some grease on the ball. They put some grease on the ball and then hands it back to the ref. You know, I don't know what's going on now.
That time number 21, Isaiah Watkins, the intended receiver. Here it is again, right really in the breadbasket, and he's just not able to hold on to it.
That's 3 consecutive drops.
So 3rd down and 10 now for the Raiders. Time running out.
Maybe that was what they want. They just said, well, I wasn't going to get first down anyway, just stop the clock.
That could be. Got the air, has time to throw it. Now he's going to scramble to his left.
Get rid of it.
Yeah, he's not going to go anywhere, so he's going to be tackled in the backfield for a loss. Number 32 that time wraps him up. That's Shaft Davis. And it's going to be 4th and 10, obviously, or pardon me, 4th and about 18, and North obviously going to have to go for it
here.
You
got to start calling timeouts or something, though. I mean, you don't get a 2-minute warning like you know, in the pros here. You got to start thinking, well, hey, we can take a timeout here, and it's 4th down. You got to call your best play.
I think this may be a ceremonial way. North Garland may be waving the white flag here, Bobby, like you said, not using those timeouts. 4th down, and guess what? Another sack.
Got done.
And that time,
Big 85.
Yep, you're right. Big Dunn was the one who made the tackle, and that will probably do it here in the ball game. Here's a look at it again.
Yeah, watch. He just double team, just powered through them all.
Boy, big play by that young man. He's had a big game tonight. Of course, he scored the first touchdown of the ball game for Naaman Forest.
They're like, oh, no, don't do that. You'll knock me down. Don't do that. You're too big.
No chest bump off. Just do the handshake. So Naaman Forest offense takes back over. 1:36 remaining. They're going to take a knee, and I doubt North Garland's going to call a timeout. So we'll run off the final minute and a half. And a big win here tonight, Bobby, for Naaman Forest. Again, we talked about it. The first couple of games only had that 7 points. They get to district play here. And, they, again, just narrowly lose to Rowlett. They had the 6-0 lead late in that game, and a block punt set up Rowlett's only points. And,
that is
of course,
right.
the winning
I forgot
margin.
about that, yeah.
Yep.
Really, the only touchdown they got was off of a block punt that put them inside the 5. And remember, it took them 5 plays to get in.
That's
because
exactly right.
they had a holding call that gave them another first down on the 1-yard line. And that's how they got into the end zone. So that is exactly right. Had a hard time scoring against this Naaman Forest defense.
Yep, that's exactly right. So they barely lost that game. And then, of course, as we mentioned last week, they scored 28 in the loss to Saxe. Tonight they put up 42. So that offense is starting to put some things together now.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Let's see what they got here so far. 329 total offense tonight, 253 in the air, 76 on the ground. Big game right there for that offense, and defensively, they shut down a good team that's been scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, North Garland, unfortunately for them, like I mentioned, their second consecutive loss, so they're going to fall to 1-2 now, just like Naaman Forest. And boy, Coach Castillo and company, they're going to have to talk about some things here because that's 2 consecutive losses. And
and you think of Naaman Forest, they've already played the hard part of their district play already, so they're going to come into an easier couple of weeks.
Yeah, a couple of games coming up here. You're right that look to be some easy wins for them. So congratulations, Naaman Forest, district win number 1. And a good game here tonight at Williams Stadium. Our final, the Naaman Forest Rangers 42, the North Garland Raiders 18. We'll see you next time on GRS TV.